Imagine not being Leeds, not feeling this pain, not dancing through thunder, not walking through rain. Imagine not rising with fists in the air when the world turned its back and no one would care. We've lived in the ashes, we've drowned in defeat, but still we stand proud on our battered old feet. Imagine not loving with all that you are. Imagine not being Leeds.
We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.
We do love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Now then, folks, thought I'd try something a little bit different. I've been wanting to do this for a while, to be fair. I'm going to see how it goes over the next few weeks, see if you guys like it, see if we can get some interactions from other fans from other clubs as well. And we'll see how it goes. I don't think there's many people doing this in the Leeds sort of scene, if anyone. So, yeah, I thought I'd do a game week set of predictions. So I'm going to go through the games, the fixtures coming up in the Premier League this season. I think it's game week 10. And yeah, we'll see if my predictions come to fruition next week when we do next week's predictions. So I'm going to try and get a video out every Wednesday. Sometimes I'll be at work like I am now, and I'll do the video while I'm at work and then edit it and put it out later, or I'll do it at home on the Wednesday night. But yeah, we'll try and put them out every Wednesday and keep consistent for a few weeks and see if you like them. Anyways, let's get into it. We'll go Brighton v Leeds first. A game I'm going to, travelling to Brighton. Bit nervous about it, going to the Amex. I'm not too sure how it'll go. You know, Brighton aren't doing too well at the minute. They're currently sat 13th on 12 points, only a point higher than Leeds United, a couple of places higher. We're 15th, but if Brighton turn up with the quality they have, it could be a difficult afternoon for us. But I think with a win, what we had against West Ham at Ellen Road, there'll be a bit of a bounce there for us going into that game. And like I say, I don't look at Brighton at the minute and fear them too much in what they're doing.
Do you hear me? I'm not afraid anymore.
They're not setting the world alight, so I actually think Leeds United, the best club in the land, as you all know, have as big a chance to win there as we have in a long time. So, yeah, I think you've got to take confidence from watching teams like Sunderland go to Chelsea last weekend and get a result and think, you know, Leeds United can go to a Brighton who aren't one of those, you know, top European sides within the Premier League. They're not there, and they're definitely not what they were in the last few years. So I'm going to go a realistic 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1 draw for Leeds United, which I will be thoroughly delighted with as a Leeds fan. Going all that way, if I can bring a point back in my pocket for you Leeds fans, I will be very happy with my long 18-hour day or whatever it's going to be, maybe longer. But yeah, we'll go 1-1. Next fixture, Burnley v Arsenal. So Burnley having a slightly better season than we all probably expected, but still in and amongst the relegation spots, but they're on 10 points, sat in 16th. Arsenal, top, probably going to win the title. They're a little bit further clear in terms of points on 22. They cleared a Bournemouth in second, their closest rivals. Liverpool sat lower down, you know. City don't look as strong the last year or two either, so I think it's Arsenal's to lose. I think if they can get that gap at the top to, you know, maybe stretch it to another win, another 3 points clear. I think if you're looking at Bournemouth as our clearest, you know, nearest rivals currently, I think there could be no title race this year, which would be a shame from a neutral sort of standpoint, because obviously Leeds United won't be this season, maybe next season, won't be involved in a title race, that's for sure. So yeah, Arsenal I think go to Burnley and I think they'll win, and I think they'll win quite well. I think I'm going to go 3-0 Arsenal in that one. I think Gyökeres, Saka, it's just too many good players to name, and obviously from set pieces they're really good as well. They're ruthless for all the talent they've got. They can play both sides of the game. Can Arsenal get through the dirty stuff too? And yeah, I think it'll be a comfortable routine 3-0 win for Arsenal. Next game, Crystal Palace versus Brentford. Palace struggled a little bit last couple of games. Have been brilliant value this season, sat on 13 points, sat in 10th, probably where they'll be, you know, finish the season, I would argue. Palace to that sort of, you know, 9th to 11th sort of spot. That they sort of hold that role in the table, I would suggest. Probably not quite good enough for European, although they've got European football winning a cup last season, which is great for them. But yeah, definitely slightly above mid-table side. I really like their manager too. He's brilliant. Brentford, a bit of a surprise package for me. I really ruled them out, and I thought there'd be in a relegation battle. I think they've proven enough with the results this season already that they're not going to be down there. The manager is Keith Andrews. He's getting a tune out of him, so fair play. But yeah, I'm going to go Palace 1-0 in this game. I think Palace at home, they'll have enough. So yeah, 1-0 Palace. Fulham Wolves. Fulham, surprised as low down in the table as they are. I think they've been a great side the last couple of years. Can they get dragged down into a relegation fight? They currently are. They're sat in 17th, just outside the relegation place on 8 points. Wolves 20th. Not much to say about Wolverhampton Wanderers, I don't think, at the minute, other than I think that's one spot sealed as relegation. Sorry, Wolves fans. I don't see how you dig your way out of it. Yeah, there's a long way to go, and you can take a bit of heart in that it's still early on in the season. But everything I'm seeing, you've got players and manager arguing with the fans. Your best player is your striker. I don't think there's much support behind that. I think you're just a poor side. I went to Molineux when Leeds beat you 3-1. So I think it'll be, it's a massive game if you can beat Fulham. But I think Fulham at home, I think they win 2-0. I don't think Wolves have got enough, so I think Fulham win 2-0 and maybe start to turn their form around. Next game, Nottingham Forest sat in 18th, another side struggling this season. They're coming up against Manchester United, which, let's be fair, as a Leeds fan, you all know how I feel about Manchester United. We call them scum. But yeah, have they turned it round potentially? I think this away at Forest, who are really struggling. I know they brought Sean Dyche in, so I think they might shore things up at the back. I think they'll be harder to beat under Dyche, but they're still going to be struggling, I think, this season, regardless of how talented some of the players are. Because they have got a decent squad. Forest, it should be nowhere near in terms of the squad they've got. I think they've got some really good players. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Man United win 1-0.
Damn, shit, and that is whack.
Pains me to say, but I'm trying to take these seriously. I want to see how well I do with these predictions, but yeah, hopefully I'm wrong with that. And Forest, and I say that as a Leeds fan, I shouldn't be saying that because we need the sides below us to stay struggling. But yeah, I don't like cheering Man United on, so maybe a draw, but it'd be decent. But yeah, I'm gonna go Manchester United to win 1-0. Spurs v Chelsea, a bit of a tasty game. Yeah, I like Spurs under Frank.
It's nice.
I think he's a top draw manager. I saw Spurs at Ellen Road. I think we played really well against them. They were lucky to get away with a 2-1 win, in my opinion. Chelsea just been beaten by Sunderland at home, humbled by Sunderland at home. I think that's going to definitely give them a kick up the arse to sort of improve in this one. And I'm going to go draw. I'm going to go 2-2 in this one. I'm going to go 2-2. I think Spurs are really good, especially at home as well. But I think, I don't see Chelsea going there and getting rolled over after a poor showing at Stamford Bridge last week. So I'm going to go 2-2. Liverpool Villa, very interesting. 7th versus 8th. So you've got Liverpool started off the season kind of poorly before this really poor run, but they were getting the results. They were top of league. They were getting results. Villa wasn't getting anything. They were polar opposites at one point. I think they went far off propping up table at one point. Villa were really struggling. Didn't think it was going to happen. Stay that way for long. Form's changed. Liverpool have dropped off, face of a cliff. All of a sudden, Villa have gone on a really good run and put some decent results together. So now it's 7th versus 8th. Both on 15 points. Villa at Anfield with Liverpool's form. Is this the game where Liverpool turn it round? I actually think momentum's huge in football, and I think Villa go to Anfield and win, which feels a bit mad to say, but I've just got a feeling Villa seem to have that little bit between the teeth at the minute. They've got some really good players. I think Watkins will have a good game. He'll give that back line of Liverpool no end of trouble. So I'm actually going to go 2-1 win for Aston Villa in this, which I think will be mad if Liverpool and Slot go to what will be, I think, the 5th Premier League loss in a row, which would be crazy. So it feels a bit mad to say that, but yeah, I'm going to go Aston Villa, go there and upset the apple cart again with a 2-1 win. Move on to Sunday's fixtures, and you've got West Ham, who are right up there as one of the poorest sides I've seen this season. I've seen Leeds play Wolves, who probably are the worst. But West Ham host Newcastle I think Newcastle go there and get a win. I think good old Watamendi, I'm just going to call him Voldemort.
From this day forth, you put your faith in me.
I think he'll be such an handful for that poor defensive line at West Ham. You know, they're so poor. Max Kilman at the back, what is he, £30-40 million signing from Wolves not long ago. I don't think he's at it. I think Souček in middle, if he plays, his legs have gone. Yeah, they've got some decent players, a bit of flair there. You know, some talented players in your Bowens and your Paqueta, and your Somervilles. But, you know, if they can't do much at Leeds United playing against us, you know, newly promoted side, we kept them all quiet for me. But a couple of moments, I think when they're going to come up against Newcastle, who are a top quality side, there's no doubt about it. And they're at home. And there's a lot of unrest in that fan base.
We're a fucking embarrassment, mate. It's not acceptable.
I don't see it going well for West Ham in this one. I think Newcastle will go there and get a 2-0 win. 2-0 win for Newcastle, I think, in that one. And I think their 7'8" striker gets them both. Man City Bournemouth, they had a 4:30 kick-off. Very tasty game, this. This really sort of tests where Bournemouth are, for me, this season. When you look at City, they're not the City of old under Pep, but they've still got some great players. I still would like to think they'll be in a title race. Would City, they'll still be up there. They're currently sat in 5th, Bournemouth 2nd. This really tests, where they are, Bournemouth. I think they can stay the course in that, maybe in that top 6. I think 2nd seems a little bit high for Bournemouth, but they've got a great manager in Iriola, some great players. They were lucky to get a draw at Ellen Road. I'll keep bringing it back to Leeds because it's a Leeds fan channel. But I've seen Bournemouth in the flesh, and they've got some top players. And 2nd definitely don't flatter them at all. I think they can go to City and win 100%. I do. But City, this is a huge game for them too. If Bournemouth go there and win it, it's really starting to show you where they sort of lie in the hierarchy this season. City, which you'd have to argue out with the title race if Bournemouth go there and win. But I think in this one, I think Bournemouth might get humbled. I think it may be a 2-0 win to City. I'm going to go. I just can't see City currently in 5th getting beat by Bournemouth in 2nd. It could happen. They're a really, really good side, Bournemouth. But I think this one will play out on paper. And I think City's quality will tell. And at home, I've got to back them to beat Bournemouth, and I go 2-0. And Monday night, the last fixture, Sunderland v Everton. Everton, Grealish, if Grealish turns up and plays anywhere near his capabilities, I think Everton rely heavily on him, on Grealish. Better up top. They've got some decent players of Everton. I think 14th is probably where they'll finish in the division this season. I thought at one point they may finish a little higher, but I think anywhere between 11th and 14th would be a decent season for Everton, and then they try and build on that. Sunderland, I think, overperforming where they should be. There's no way for me Sunderland finishing top 10. And you can clip that up. At home against Everton, I think it's a result all the Mackhams will be expecting a win. But I think at some point it's got to turn, and I think there'll be a lot of fixtures that it does turn, and I think there'll be an upset in this one. I'm leaning on an Everton maybe just pipping it, but the most likely result's probably a draw. But I'm going to go Everton to win 2-1. I don't think Sunderland can, win all the home games. It's definitely a fortress, a bit like Ellen Road. You've got to make it that. But I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna go Everton to win 2-1. And all you Sunderland fans that watch me, come back and laugh at me and tell me I'm an idiot when if it goes wrong. But I'm going to go Sunderland 1, Everton 2. And that's my predictions for this week's Game Week 10 Premier League fixtures. Let me know what you think they're going to be. Please let me know if you like this sort of content. Let me know if I'm totally wild with my predictions. And like I say, you can bang yours down below as well. Do me a favour, please. Please like the video, regardless of if you like it. Just bang a like on it. It takes you 2 seconds. Please hype it if you've got any hypes available this week. Bang a hype on it. And please subscribe if you're new here. And we'll see how this goes. Do this once a week. Next week, I'll talk about, whether I got them right or wrong, how far away I was. And then obviously look at the following weekend. But take care, everyone. Have a great day. Great rest of your week. Bye-bye.